Hello everybody, welcome back. This is NAKIE and thank you so much for stopping by. On today's menu we are making black chili sauce, or as we call it, Shito. Make this in less than 1 hour. Yes, let's get started. For my ingredients, I have my onions, I have my dried herrings, and I have my smoked shrimps. I took off the head, make sure you do, because sometimes there's this little stones in it, and I have my chili flakes. So I'm just blending my onions. So as you can see, I have the red and the white. You don't have to mix it up. I just happen to have the red and the white. That's why I'm mixing it up. But just use the white or the red if you prefer, okay? Also, when blending, do not add water, or if you want to, just add a little bit, or if you could use even oil, because the more water you add to it, the longer it takes for your shito to be ready. In a pot, I'm adding enough oil. Make sure you add enough, because if the oil is not enough, it's not gonna cook faster. So make sure you have enough oil. And I just poured in my blended onions. So I give this a stir and I'm gonna let this cook. While this is cooking, I'm gonna prep my herrings and my smoked shrimps. So usually you could get this in the African store. Some are already blended, but I always like to get the whole one, like the fish, and blend it myself. For some reason, I love it this way. But if you can do this way, just buy the blended ones. And yeah, I'm just blending my smoked shrimps and the herrings. So this is done. I'm gonna set this aside, and we're gonna use it later on. So my onions have been cooking for about 20 minutes now, and you could tell there's not enough moisture in it. When you see bubble like this, that means it's not enough moisture, like there's no moisture at all. So that means it's not going to take time for your shooter to be ready. And I'm adding my chili flakes. The chili flakes is to your preference. If you want it more spicy, yeah, add more to it. But if you don't, just add a little bit. I wanted mine spicy, but not too spicy, like burning spicy. So yeah, this is the quantity that I added, and it was perfect for me. After adding my chili flakes, I gave this a stir for about 1 minute to make sure everything is well mixed together. And I'm going to add my blended shrimps and herrings in a minute. So I added my blended herrings and shrimp to it. I did not add all at once. I just want to make sure the stirring process is easier. So I added like half. I stirred it and I added the rest of it to it. But you could add all at once if you prefer. After adding all the blended shrimps and herrings, I stirred it, and yeah, I'm gonna cover this. This is gonna cook for additional 15 minutes. But within the 15 minutes, I keep stirring it like every 5 minutes, because when you leave it not stirred, it's gonna burn underneath. Like your shito is gonna burn. So make sure you keep stirring in and there, okay? So after 15 minutes, this is how my shito is looking. And you see that foaminess that tells you my shito is done. But I want it more darker, and I need to add a little bit salt and some star cube to it. And yeah, you could tell the shito is looking really good already. It did not take that much time. Yeah, you know how usually we make shito and it takes forever. This shito is less than an hour. And I'm adding my star cube. Use any seasoning of your choice. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt to taste. Yeah, always make sure you taste before you add additional to it, especially when you use the star cube or any seasoning that you use, okay? So after adding my seasoning, everything was good. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium low for it to darken a little bit for additional 15 minutes, and our shito will be ready. And our shito, or our chili oil, it's ready. Yeah, chili oil is a kind of oil like spicy. Usually when you go to like Asian restaurant, they do have it, and it is so good. This is the Ghanaian version of it. And yes, we made our shito in less than 1 hour. Usually making shito takes forever, but this is less than 1 hour and it tastes so good. Have this with your wache, your yam, whatever that goes with shito, just have this with and you will love it. And to store your shito, let it cool down completely, like cool down, and put in the airtight containers. I put mine in the refrigerator and I put one in the freezer. So when the one in the refrigerator is done, I take the one in the freezer out and yeah, I use it. And I'm having some wache today, and I always, of course, have to put some shito on it, and it was really good. And also remember to clean the edges with a dry paper towel. This preserves the shito longer. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you give this recipe a try, and I know you will love it. Until I come your way next time, this is Cook with NAKIE. Be good to yourself, be good to everybody. It goes a long way.